Today, we're going for a hike to the top of one of the taller mountains around Canberra, Mount Tennent. G'day and welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining me on this hike in beautiful Ngunnawal Country. Last weekend, the kids and I headed out for a hike up Mount Tennent, which is down south of Canberra. The hike starts at the Ngunnawal Visitor Centre and is on the first leg of the Australian Alpine Walking Track, or the last leg obviously if you're going the other way. Not far in, you come to the Cypress Pine Lookout, which gives you a nice glimpse of what's in store. It's pretty cool, and I'm glad the sun was finally up. Like all the hikes around this region, there are huge granite boulders everywhere, including these massive expanses that the walking track goes over in a few places. Actually, put a pin in that for a bit later in this video. There's a really cool rock formation that we saw on the way down, which you really need to see. Something that I wasn't expecting to see were the masses of Heidenbergias everywhere. I did this walk on country with a Ngunnawal fella a couple of years ago, and he said this stuff makes a really good tea in the vein of chamomile for relaxation. I tried it out, it hasn't got much taste, but it's good to know because this stuff's in gardens everywhere. Now, it's no real secret that we had tons of rain all last year, and over the last month or so, we've had lots and lots of sun. Result? Everything is super green and super lush. But it still can't hide all the scars of those horrendous fires that ripped through here in a lot of southeast Australia just before COVID. But the flowers and colour in general was amazing up there. Now, as I mentioned, Mount Tennent is one of the taller mountains in the area at 1,375 metres. This means from the Ngunnawal Visitor Centre you climb about 750 metres on this hike, all in about 7.5 kilometres, so it's relatively steep in parts, but the track is superbly maintained, so it's not overly tough, and there are plenty of places to stop and take in the vista. You get a pretty good view of the deep space tracking station at Tidbinbilla. Pretty cool. And both me and one of the kids had a passenger on our way. Lazy little bastards. And after 2.5 hours or so, we reached the top. So much for the sunny day we were being promised. But we really didn't have any need to get home in a hurry, so we hung around on the top and had some brekkie and a coffee. We did get going before dawn, so it was nice to stop and have a rest and something to eat anyway. While we were up there, I went for a bit of a wander and I heard this guy. And after about 45 minutes of sitting around shooting the shit with my kids, we had a breakthrough. The clouds finally began to blow away and we got a look at the view. Well, sort of at least. Pretty cool. Anyway, we then headed back down. Much easier on the way back down. Like seriously, this track is better than some of the footpaths around Canberra, I reckon. And after about 20 minutes, we got a real treat. This guy was cruising around, saw us, and came right up close for a look. He was literally only a few metres above me, totally checking me out. Amazing. Wedge-tailed eagles, one of the biggest in the world. And here's this rock formation, something we didn't notice on the way up. Now you can see where it was broken off, but if you have a look at it from this angle, nearly a perfect map of Australia, including Tasmania. Crazy, eh? Just like this cloud I saw a few years back. And our final little bit of excitement, a brief standoff with this redneck wallaby. Wee one, of course, but he was very cool. They usually scamper away as soon as you appear, so it was nice to have a bit of a standoff with him. Anyway, that was our morning. Mount Tennent is a great hike. A bit more of a challenge than most of the places in the area, but I love this sort of bush, so it's totally worth the effort. Okay, thanks so much for joining me on this trip into Ngunnawal Country, and until next time, stay safe.